All right, what up, y'all? Last episode, we left you on a cliffhanger. And I asked the fellas over here, what was their first job? And I wanted to know how it shaped them. As y'all are thinking about that, I'll go first. I was 16, 17 years old. I needed money.
And we seen that pic.
Seen the pic.
Yeah.
He was hungry.
I still believe that was you.
I was hungry in that pic, wasn't I?
Yeah, you was very skinny.
A little famished.
That's trying to say I'm big?
Nah.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah. Tell them the truth.
Well, one of the reasons, it's funny because in that picture that you saw, this first job had me eating really lovely.
Okay.
And as I think back in hindsight,
Mm-hmm.
it shaped who I am as a person.
Really?
Completely. And you're not even going to expect where it was at. My first job was at a catering hall.
Wait, hold on.
I believe that.
It shaped you mentally or physically?
Both.
Got it.
Clearly.
Bet.
Both.
Okay.
And then they used to get away with a lot for $7 an hour.
Oh, that's all they have for you?
A little 750.
Tough.
Just 7?
You in high school, you none the wiser.
Mm-mm. You have to take it.
You just wanted them J's.
Oh, man.
This is when I was camping outside for sneakers.
Yeah.
I needed everything.
Did they give you tips?
Did they give me tips there?
Yeah.
I'm going to get into that actually.
Okay.
So I worked at a catering hall and I was a waiter at a catering hall. Now, when I initially got the job, I said, yo, how bad could it really be?
Can't be that bad, right?
Anytime you ask that, it's going to be really bad.
That's going to be absolutely
It's gonna be
awful.
Terrible.
Yeah, the worst experience of your life.
And at the time, nobody else wanted to hire me. I had no experience. In my head, I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to get experience
Yeah.
if y'all not going to hire me?
That's the thing. That's the trick, right?
Yeah.
You got to
Ain't
give
that
me a
the trick?
chance at some point.
You got to give me, I got to show
I've
myself.
never done this.
I've never done this.
Right.
So I was really excited. And I was in there working with my homeboy, Steph. Y'all met Steph.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Steph's real cool dude.
Steph is real cool. He's also a hard worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think this is where he found his level of hard work from.
Ah.
At this catering hall, see, this is what was different. When on the application, it said waiter. What you think about when you hear waiter? Go.
You know, service, bringing some drinks, maybe taking the
Yeah.
order,
Carrying plates.
carrying plates. Yeah. Can I
carrying
get you a
food.
refill on that?
Yeah.
Everything okay?
Customer service. A lot of customer service.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm not crazy.
Nah.
Cool, because that's what I assumed at the time.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Like, I'll take some drink orders,
I mean,
take some dishes.
yeah.
Hey, you need some dessert?
No cheese?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Would you like an espresso with that? Like, I was practicing my espresso voice.
Yeah.
Would you like an espresso with that?
Mm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really trying to do differently because, again, a catering hall, you can have a multitude of events.
Yeah.
Weddings,
At the same
baby
time,
showers, graduations, corporate events for big businesses,
Bat mitzvahs.
bar mitzvahs. Oh, talk about it. Easter celebrations.
Yeah.
We saw all of it.
Yeah.
My dumb ass at the time was not thinking about this, though.
Oh.
I was thinking about Jordans and what
That's
it
it.
meant to be a waiter.
Life
And
was
skinny
simple.
jeans.
And skinny jeans.
Think what was on his mind.
And blue
Yeah.
skinnies.
Ugh.
You know what I mean? So as I got the job, I quickly realized that the role a waiter plays in a catering hall is very different than your waiter at Maggiano's.
Oh.
Okay, your Maggiano's is
Yeah.
they're gonna come to the fucking table.
Okay.
What would you like?
Yeah.
They're gonna run it off to the kitchen. They're gonna ask you for some drinks or water in between,
Yeah.
and they're gonna bust tables.
And you
Yeah.
good.
Working at a catering hall is having to know oh my God, what's the fucking shit? The layout
Okay.
of the day.
Yeah.
Which is constantly changing given the event.
Exactly. And each event is different.
Ah.
So we had multiple rooms. You had a main room.
Mhm.
Mind you, the main room at the time, salute to everybody that got married, by the way. Pierre, salute.
Thank you. Thank you.
The main room at the time when I was working at there,
Yeah.
this is when I put into perspective how expensive all of this shit was.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just for the room. Not plates involved, not cake
food.
involved, not food,
No
Nothing.
flowers.
no flowers.
Just a room.
Just for the room.
No centerpiece.
40K.
Oh. What?
They call that the manor room. That was the big boy.
Never.
40K?
40 fucking K.
Never.
For how many hours?
Most weddings ran for about, you would have a cocktail hour and that would go into the main party, which was seated inside.
Okay.
I think for the most part, I'd probably run you about 6 to 7 hours.
Okay. Damn.
7 hours if you got a big family.
Imagine owning an establishment and you're guaranteed to make $40K in one night.
Exactly.
Well, and in that time span.
While paying me $750 an hour.
Oh my God.
Killing.
I should have got a lawyer.
Oh my God.
I didn't know.
I should have got a lawyer.
I should have got a lawyer. I had
Yeah,
no
that was
idea.
crazy.
Damn, I feel bad for you even now,
You
bro.
feel me, bro?
Yeah.
Thank you. I need
Damn.
somebody to feel bad for me.
Yeah, they robbed him, bro.
Yeah, they did him dirty.
Not only were we responsible of the layout
Mhm.
and where things were supposed to go,
Mhm.
fam, we had to set up the rooms for what it would look like.
Yeah.
So not only did you have to be a waiter today, you had to go downstairs, all the way downstairs. I'm talking about I was in a dungeon. And I would have to go with my homie, shout out to Steph, and pick up tables to set it up. So now imagine you being in a 3-piece tuxedo suit,
Working hard.
black shoes
Killing
falling
it.
off at the bottom.
Damn.
You smell like risotto.
You had the
Good risotto?
You had to cook.
It's all right. It's all right.
It was a good result.
You smelling like risotto
Yeah.
and snails.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's
Alfredo.
And depending on how sometimes for these weddings or the party, you would need about 22 tables.
Sheesh.
We got 6 to 8 waiters waiting the entire party.
Yeah.
So we would go downstairs, go get the tables. After you get the tables, go get the tablecloths, put the tablecloths. This is when I learned how to set a table.
Yeah.
2 forks, 2 spoons, a wine glass, champagne glass.
Yeah.
We did all of this. Now, after we were done setting all of the
That's
tables up, I
insane.
told you this for $750 an hour.
Mhm.
You then had to go serve the cocktail hour.
You was putting the pain. You were
They
putting
cooked
in
that
pain.
boy up.
You were earning your stripes. That's what it is. You were putting in your time.
Cocktail hour consisted of you being behind a steak cutting machine underneath 90-degree weather in a 3-piece
90-degree
tuxedo
weather.
suit. Would you like some filet mignon?
Huh?
Would you like some filet mignon?
Dad and you on the filet mignon. Nah, I don't want that.
No, I want that. While you also had to pass out hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, man.
By the time the cocktail hour concluded, fellas, we then finally had to do the job of a waiter.
Your day
Oh my
just
God.
begins
It
now.
just
started.
It just started. But mind you, we've been here 2-3 hours doing all of that stuff, setting it up, doing a cocktail hour. Then we went into the main room. The main room is where we get popped.
There's more?
There's
Yes. This is where it starts now.
I got a word for what you were doing when you're done. I got a
Slavery.
word for it. Yeah, yes. Yes.
Yes.
I bet.
Indentured servant.
And they was Anglo-Saxons.
Dang.
I got 2 more.
No, yeah. I'm telling you, I got the count. We got the Anglo-Saxon count. We need to put that up on the screen. Yeah.
Get into the room now.
Yeah.
You're taking dinner orders. You're busting the tables. You're replacing. Fam, by the time it was done, I would start my shift at, no lie, 9 a.m. and leave at 10 p.m.
Oh my God.
and only made $142 for the fucking day.
Got him.
They got him.
Fucking got me. Now, as I've gotten older, every other job I've had after that, y'all,
Yeah,
has been a cakewalk.
right. So you put in the pain early.
Fam, I didn't even realize how it was setting me up to be a hard worker for the rest of my life. I thought being African was enough.
Life lessons.
Yeah, life lessons
Tuned you up.
tuned me right on up. So when I
Wow.
got the little, what's the shit I got? When I got into Macy's,
Ah,
Cooling.
I'm about to fold these clothes right on up.
Facts.
Easy.
Happily. Are you crazy? When I
Yeah.
got into Adidas, I'm like, nigga, we running to the back. Grab some sneakers?
that's
The back
it?
right there.
This ain't no table.
I don't
no
have to go down.
table.
Yeah.
We don't got to set up the sneaker walls, do we?
Mm-mm.
They had a whole nother team for that.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say that it shaped who I am as a person. I want to know what your first jobs were.
Ah,
Dang,
for
I got a
me,
story.
how old you for that?
I was probably 17, 18.
17, 18.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, my first job was like summer youth.
Oh, yeah. I did that.
Yeah, almost everybody works summer
Yeah.
youth. So I'll skip over the summer youth because we all knows what comes with
Yeah.
that.
I was the best.
And it's kind of fun. Yeah, you get the hoop, you get to play a little dodgeball, kickball.
You know.
Wasn't really out there
Okay.
struggling, but I'll do first job after college because that's when I felt like I was really, during college, I
Yeah.
wasn't working over the summers or anything like that. First job after college, I worked at a stationery store. It was called Papyrus. I don't know if they're still around.
I've heard of Papyrus.
Yeah.
Sorry for you.
Did you have to take like a math test to get in there?
Yo, if I did,
Like Michael's, I had to take a math test.
If I did, I for surely failed because me and numbers don't go together at all. Like
Feel you.
anything that's
Okay.
beyond basic addition,
math.
Yeah.
subtraction, multiplication, division.
Leave me out of it.
Yeah, once I get to an
Finito.
improper fraction, I'm
Oh,
cooked.
nah.
Yeah, you know when you got to flip it and make it
Yeah.
proper again,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
He said once the letters get in there, it's over.
Oh,
It's over.
sign me out.
I was here for the numbers.
Yeah. So it was Papyrus. It was like a stationery store.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do at stationery stores?
You suffer.
Evidently. Like,
There's pain that goes through your body.
okay.
So mind you, this is my first time I had to do the register. This is my first time working the register.
And you can't count.
I can't count.
Giving
But
him,
I was just
giving him money back.
I was just nervous about that, and just like they always kept saying, like, "Yo, if your register is short, like, you know what I'm saying?"
Yeah, they made a big deal of
A
your
big
register
deal
being
about
short.
the register short.
Yeah.
So essentially, I worked at this Papyrus stationery store, pretty much selling cards. That's what we really did, just sold cards.
Right.
All of these cards had a bunch of glitter on them. So I went home every day full of
Bedazzled.
glitter. Yeah, bedazzled in my eyebrows.
But cards, what do you mean by cards? Like,
Birthday cards.
Oh,
Sympathy card. Like a card for anything in the
oh,
world.
you was a card
Congratu-
maker.
Oh,
He was a card dealer.
I
He
was.
was a card dealer.
I
Okay.
was. So this was my first time, and I was like the greeter. So I was the first, cause they put the nigga in the front. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Papyrus.
Customer service.
Right.
service.
So you play different roles in the store throughout the day, right? So
Yeah.
you start off as the greeter. You might rotate to the cashier, and then you can go downstairs and like stock some stuff. I want to be downstairs. Get me away from everybody,
Yeah.
and I could get on my phone a little bit.
They
know
can't
what I
see
mean?
you. They can't see
On
you.
the floor, nothing. Mind you, I had on dress shoes. You have to dress up for this a little bit. So I had on dress shoes. Yeah, a little button up.
Mhm.
Yep,
Gotta,
looking
gotta look
stupid.
professional
Looking stupid.
at all time in a stationery store.
And they was working my ass similar to A. It wasn't getting paid that much, maybe like $9-10 an hour.
More than me.
Yeah, but it was still very much living in poverty. It just wasn't good. And I would work long hours, right? And they would work me
Yeah.
to the point of just enough so you don't get overtime. So if overtime is over 8 hours, they'll keep me there at 7.99999.
You're lying. They one of those.
Yeah, like they wasn't gonna let you
Damn.
hit OT, but they'll get you
Anything.
up out of there. Yeah,
Mhm.
working all weekends, every different shift you can imagine. Open the store, close the store, everything. And like you said, it was just like it was a test of just like, yo, you think
You think it's light, huh?
you thought you was gonna come out of college and just
Be good.
yeah, the story's not written for you no more when you
Yeah.
get out of college. You got to
Exactly.
figure it out a little bit. So
Mhm.
it was a very humbling experience.
Yeah.
Went home with glitter in my eyes every single day. I hated my life for that
Damn.
whole stretch of that part of my life. I hated every day.
Did it prep you for life?
It let me know that I have to step my shit up if I don't want to do this. Like,
That's fair.
That's real.
yeah, it made me
Yeah.
realize like, yo, you have to like step it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Because this is not for you. And I told myself I would never want to touch a cash register again.
Mm.
And I, in fact, did at my next job. But that was the last register I touched. I went from there. I worked at Columbia University for a little bit. That was straight, but it was just
Okay.
like temp.
Yeah.
Then
Oh
I
yeah,
worked
you
at-
upgraded.
He been around money his
then I
whole life.
downgraded
Yeah,
a little
you
bit.
hear?
Nah.
He been around money his whole life.
Yes,
No.
you hear him,
Okay.
right?
That's the real moral.
Then
of
I
the
went through
story.
like a little
Yeah,
stretch of
yeah.
depression, which I'll talk about
Oh,
up here at one pod.
shit.
Yeah, we'll get into our
Damn, my
depressed years of life.
Oh, we get into that.
Yeah, that's a different pod.
Yeah.
And then had a couple of different jobs after that, but that one right out the gate, it just prepped me like, yo, it's not going to be easy out here. That's what it taught me. It's not going to be easy out here. You got to
Wow.
get it.
That's tough.
Yeah.
You guys are lucky because even in that struggle, you got paid financially, right? I didn't get paid financially at my first job.
Are they taking advantage?
What they paid you?
I
in?
got paid in, there's always food on the table.
I knew they paid him in Haitian rice. I knew it, yo. The black one, the black
the
rice.
water was always on. The light bill never got cut. I got paid. That was my form of payment.
They paid this nigga in cheese Danishes.
Uh-huh.
Where was you at?
Yeah.
Son. So my first job. So again, just to set the story, right?
Said, set the table.
My
Like A did.
Yeah.
immigrant family
Ah,
from Haiti, right?
yeah.
So my pops and my dad got jobs. My pops and my dad. My pops and my mom. That's not crazy.
Big,
My-
big
my
up
mom
your
and my
mom.
You
dad-
see the trauma coming back.
Yeah, you
right?
see that?
Got jobs that they could to support
Gotta
the
do what
family.
you gotta do.
Yeah.
This job in particular, I was a paper boy along with my dad and my mom and my sister.
Oh, you did it with him?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We'd all be in the car, folding the paper, putting it in the plastic bag. This is for like hours. So this is a prep work to go to the Bronx and then put out the piece of the newspapers. This is on Friday nights and Saturdays.
Oh,
So
my
as a
God.
kid, my Fridays and Saturdays cooked.
Like how old? Give me age range.
Middle school. So like
Okay.
what?
Yeah.
I just know the years. Middle
Yeah,
school,
yeah.
I was in
Probably
let's
8,
call it
12,
8, 9, 10.
13, like
yeah.
11,
11,
10,
12,
11 to
13.
13 or something like
Yeah,
that.
Okay.
like 11 to 13. Yeah.
So yeah, we would give out papers, hated it, couldn't hang out with my friends. Again, as a kid, that's all I wanted to do. Play around with my
Just
friends.
chill.
and, like,
You want a
play
normal
games.
childhood, huh?
Facts. Couldn't do that. But at the time I understood, look, like you gotta support the house. The
Got
house
to.
needs, everybody to put in, which is normal for most not Caribbean, but most developing people coming from developing countries,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
or immigrants.
Yeah.
In my mind now and at the time. And it was tough. It was rain, sleet, hail, snow. Had to be
It
out
ain't
there.
matter.
Had to have gloves, the proper attire, boots. So you name it, I was in it. It could have been Tornado Alex. It could have been Hurricane Q. Like
that was definitely me.
Wait.
And it was tough. And like one story in particular, this is when I knew like, all right, we can't keep doing this.
Your breaking point.
So I was in the more affluent section of the Bronx. And don't forget your question, by the way.
Yo, I'm not. I got it. Yo.
I was this is the Saturday night job.
Mhm.
Friday was in the trenches. Saturday was the more affluent section, the Throgs Neck section of the Bronx.
Oh, so he was in Dykeman.
Yeah. Like 133rd, White Plains Road, all that.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Throgs Neck section of the Bronx, more affluent Anglo-Saxons.
We're down to our last one. We got one left.
Very good. Yep.
Oh shit.
That's the count.
Keep using them up.
So imagine this huge hill, like this huge road. I forget the name of the road, but I see it as clear as day. We would start at the beginning of the road by this pizza shop, and then you would go the path least of resistance. So I'd go all the way down the block, give it into the block that down there, and then just work my way sequentially up.
Yeah.
So I'm making my way on the left side of the street. I'm making my way downtown, right?
Yeah. Poor little P.
And then I passed by this mob of kids, right?
Yeah.
Caucasian kids. Right? You got one more.
Yeah,
right?
thank you for not using my last Anglo-Saxon. Yeah, synonyms.
So, it's me. I'm not scared.
Come
what
on.
I gotta be? It's
Never
me.
you.
Big Zo.
Why would I? You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to. Even if I was scared, I'm not
You're
gonna show
working.
you.
Yeah.
That's like blood. That's like shark smelling blood in the water. Right?
Straight face.
So I didn't go around them. I didn't cross the street. I went right through that motherfucker. Right. I'm good.
You by yourself?
By a Dolo.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Mom and dad ain't come to this.
Nah, it was in the car doing the other way, up top.
Okay.
So I go into the block. I get to the other side of that same block. They surround me. Now I'm surrounded by a mob of Caucasians, right? Kid talking to me. I knew what was up, right? One kid came up to me, talked to me. He basically said verbatim, "Yo, we don't want this shit here no more," right?
What?
So I'm talking about 0 to 1,000, not even 100, right?
You've been through so much,
bro. I'm telling you,
you've been through so much.
You went through
Next
a race
thing you
riot.
know,
A race riot.
It was dead ass
on his way to work,
and it was at night too. By the way, it was probably like 11 p.m.
Wait, what did they mean by that, Pierre?
I'm about to tell you. So I've never seen them before at this point in my life, right? At this point, I'm just a black kid trying to work.
Just never seen as many white people at the same time.
Never seen around me at that
around me,
like enclosed, like circled. Nah, I ain't never seen that. After he said, "We don't want this shit here anymore."
Yeah,
I felt the forearm in my back bow.
Oh,
so I assumed the fetal position, and all I remember is seeing mountain gear boots from the floor. So then the story gets even. I'll bring it to a close, right?
Wait.
On the same block, I don't know why, but there was like 4 or 5 girls like on the end of the block. Like they were, I guess, going to like somebody's house or whatever the case is. They hear the rumble, they run like, "Oh my God!" Oh. So then they
ran towards you?
No, they ran away from the whole situation.
Oh my God.
Like it was,
thought they was coming
again,
to say,
just me.
him.
You would think, right?
Nah, they was beating up a black nigga. They ran away.
Facts.
Yeah.
So at this point, the dudes who jumped me ran. I would get my stuff back up, and I'm looking for them. Still couldn't find them. There was one time in high school, it was my senior year. I'm walking out for lunch, and I know for a fact I crossed paths with the dude. He wasn't from near. No, I'm telling you, real story.
Look, now he in juice.
Nah, real story. Because Neuro and the Throgs Neck section's right there.
Yeah, no, you're right too.
Yeah.
So I see him, and he locked eyes with me, and I know he knows
it was one of them joints. Like, yeah.
Yo, I love Pierre.
But I'm like, nah, that couldn't be. So I turn around to go find him. He was gone,
vanished.
Bro. Yo, I thank God if I found him, I would have like, yo, bro, you from the Throgs Neck section, right? And I just would have.
Yeah, look.
I would have just wailed
Look what,
him.
what
Honestly,
he
nah.
want for confirmation. Yo, you from the Throgs?
You from the Throgs, right? I got some.
Then I would have been like, you remember me? Remember these hands?
Wait.
But yeah, bro.
Remember these hands?
At that point, I know it's a lot, but at that point, that's when I knew, like, this has to get, like, I can't get, like, I have to do better than this for my family.
For the family.
You know what I mean?
You said I have to stop.
Have to.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's
Because
it's layered.
I'm very intrigued by this story.
Yeah.
Even before you told me you got hopped
Yeah,
by some Caucasians.
It was wild.
Like, it was
wild.
That's the cherry on top for me. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Kid you not, bro.
oh shit, I love it here. No, for real. Like, you guys are the best.
Learned him.
Oh my God. You guys are, because he ain't never, I known him some years.
Yeah.
He ain't never told me he got jumped by a group of them.
And he's still looking for them,
He's
though. That's
still
the key
looking
to this day.
Watch when he go back to Throgs now.
I'm
You just
telling
wait. Hold on, this is my question.
Mhm.
Because the reason why I was so intrigued initially is because I remember being a kid and watching the little Haitian niggas throw
Oh,
the
here
That's
we go.
crazy.
Nah,
That's wild. That's wild.
Yo,
you good? That's crazy.
Here we go.
All right, tell your story. Tell your story.
All right.
You remember that, right?
Fine. I remember
Okay.
the African and Haitian niggas
God.
throwing out the little circulars in the
Okay.
yard.
Yeah.
And all jokes aside, I thought that was the coolest thing in the world because I was thinking to myself, where was they getting the coupons from? I was like, yo, this is who I was
That's
as a
what
kid.
you was thinking about.
I promise you. As a kid, I was sitting to myself, I'm like, hold on.
And where was this? Long Island?
Yeah, it's in Long
Okay.
Island.
Okay.
So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, where would they get it from? And I'm going to ask you now,
Mhm.
because they told you enough of this.
Yeah.
Wasn't it coupons that was what y'all were throwing?
Nah, so it was
Circulars?
Called, it was called
Seculars? I'm sorry.
The Bronx Shopper was the name of
Yeah, those are circulars.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, facts.
Two for
Yeah.
5 on the
2
milk.
for $5 on the joint.
It was
Supermarket
like, it was,
specials.
It was literally like a regular newspaper, and then
Yeah.
and the inserts inside were some coupons.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
circulars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, got
So,
you. So
yeah.
that's what they were referencing, or they were just being racist.
I think both, bro. To be honest, and I think what might have triggered them is because I was again black, and I
Yeah.
walked right in between them to go down to the.
You ain't
I'm
budge.
like, yo, there's no fear resides in
nothing.
here. You know what I mean? Like,
Nothing.
so,
Straight black rice on the chest.
facts. All black rice.
All black rice.
Man,
Nah, that was
yeah.
crazy. That's a hell of a first job, yeah.
how did that shape you, Pierre? Before we leave,
Oh, I forgot about that part.
they're fine.
I'm over here letting out trauma and all that. This is my therapy.
Yo,
Yeah.
please, yo. After all of that. So how did that shape you, Pierre? Back
Nah.
to the original question. Just want to know how that shaped you. What did you learn?
So before the jumping, it shaped me by knowing that, like, look, like
Oh my
there are
God.
much harder jobs out here, and if I don't, get this education
Yeah.
and try to be, upright citizen and learn
Yeah.
to learn,
Yeah.
then like I'm gonna keep doing this job. But I don't want to always be
You
out.
don't want to have to keep
Or have
walking
my
through
parents
groups
out,
of
no.
whites.
You don't want in fear,
In fear?
Yo,
like it's the 50s.
no,
Yeah.
I love white people.
You don't want that
I
fold
love
up to your
black.
back no more?
No, yeah, we've got some great white people we
Yeah.
love, but still, you
Yo.
know what?
He said they put the forearm to his back, and
Back.
he got into
Bro.
the fetal position.
It was wild because
Immediately.
I'm outnumbered at that point.
Yeah, you
Nah.
knew what was up.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at my boy Trauma,
That's
man,
cool. Nah,
bro. I'm so sorry you
Nah, I'm
went
glad
through
you're
that.
still
twin.
here with us, yo.
But yeah,
Nah,
appreciate it.
like you
Yeah.
made it.
He
Keep
made
working
it.
hard.
Nah.
Yeah.
Keep working hard.
Because they probably would have killed me. He said, boots hit you? Yeah, I would have been done.
Oh my God, Pierre.
Yeah.
He spoke about working hard.
Yeah.
I wish Sean Kingston would have done the same.
Oh, Sean.
I mean, he did.
he was working with
he
his
was.
family. He was working with his family.
Yeah.
Q, talk about it.
Well, there was a story that came out recently. Actually, this has been an ongoing story for quite some time. If
Yeah.
you're not familiar.
Well over a year.
Yeah, Sean Kingston and his mom got caught up. They were doing some type of fraud.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to court for this. They were supposed to, well, they're going to be sentenced now. We just learned the story came out. They're going to be sentenced in July, I believe, or over
Wow.
this summer.
Right.
But they were officially found guilty of fraud. So I was reading this and it made me think, like, Sean Kingston had some hits. You
Yeah.
always hear good things about Sean Kingston, and I thought he had some money.
Mhm.
Thought he had some spanky still.
Yeah, he flaunted like he do.
He flaunted like he did. Heard he had a big house,
Yeah.
all of that.
Mhm.
But aside from the fact that him and his moms got caught up for fraud and they're going to be sentenced, I don't know how long they're going to get. But I just wanted to know, would y'all catch like a jukes with y'all mom? Like,
Wait, Q.
Would you-
See, we from New York.
like
Break down what a jukes mean for the people out there.
jukes. I wish you could put this.
Jukes.
Today's word.
Today's
Yeah,
word.
yeah.
Jukes.
And so jukes is really just like stealing, right? You're doing some type of robbery, but I want to open it up more, not even just robbing, just any type of organized crime or just crime in general. Would you like get into crime with your mom or your dad? Like, would you do some fraud? Would
Which
you do,
parent?
Either parent, would you do this with because he did it with his mom's, but
Okay.
maybe Mom Dukes might not be down with it.
Yeah.
Maybe you and Dad is better fraudsters.
Mhm.
So would you get into?
And before we answer that,
Are you down to get sentenced with your parents?
I want to outline what specifically was done.
Please.
All right, I'll give you a little bit of time to
Okay.
think about which parent.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
got
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you ain't called none of them when you was getting jumped.
But they was working together.
Sean Kingston and his mother were found guilty on all counts in their federal wire fraud trial. I'm sorry. They are accused of defrauding a jewelry business, a luxury bed company, a used luxury and exotic car dealership, and a luxury micro LED TV company.
Bruh.
The conviction was ordered to be confined to house arrest. He must post an surety bond for his house valued at $500,000 and $200,000 in cash.
Damn.
So yeah, that's really what they did.
Sheesh.
Defrauding jewelry businesses.
So we got jewelry, we got cars, we got TVs.
Mm.
So that's what they did. I don't know why they did it, but
You know why they did it.
I don't. For
You
the,
know why they did it. Why G Herbo did it.
For the bread.
Why? Come on. You
For the
know why
bread.
they did it.
for the plot.
For the plot. Ooh, we gonna get to it in a second. You right there on track.
Come on.
You see
Come
where I'm
on,
taking
come
it?
on, come on.
That's my boy.
Come on. Come
You
on.
see where I'm taking it. We're gonna get
Yeah.
right there. Hold on.
We get there, but let's stay here for a second.
Okay.
Would you commit any type of crime with your parent? That's like organized crime. So let's keep it to something organized, like a scheme.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Would you do that?
To be honest, I don't think I could because my parents. I'm gonna tell you real time what my parents would say. If I wanted to, my parents wouldn't allow me to.
Okay.
They would say, "Tande una dega, ba na tente ave."
Oh no.
That mean-
I'll fe cagar por conta.
Go back home. Say
Yeah.
gonna take you back home.
Nah.
Oh. I was trying to
You supposed to
translate
know.
I don't know
They
what that
basically, they would basically say, "Look, I'm not in that mess. Like, if you're gonna
Yeah.
do your shit, do your shit
Keep me
by
out of it.
yourself."
Yeah.
Oh, do it by yourself.
So
Yeah.
they would, neither. I wouldn't
neither.
want to do crime with my parents either.
All right, but just for the
personally, I
fun of
wouldn't
it,
do
just for
Well,
the fun of it, mom or
if-
dad, who you think would be down more?
Literally neither.
Say
Well,
They wouldn't neither.
unified in thought.
Yeah.
I would do.
Damn.
I would.
I know what you, but don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't
Don't
do
do
that.
that. Don't do
Yeah, I
that.
see what
Don't
you're about
do that.
to
Don't
do.
do that. I was thinking.
Yeah, I seen
Don't do
it.
that. You know I love my mother. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Fuck that other
My
nigga.
fault. Yeah,
Don't
no,
do
no.
that. I know what you're doing.
The options are different for everybody.
Yeah.
Just pick the option that works for you.
It's just the
That's it.
What do you have, Alex?
Nigga said,
He
nigga
only
looked
has
at
one
him and
option,
said,
though.
damn.
Nah.
Alex only has
crazy.
one option.
I ain't got no choice.
Yeah.
All right?
Do what works for you.
See, this the thing.
My fault.
I'm gonna do the crime with my mom. My mom gonna snitch on me though.
She gonna dime you out.
Look, my mom is textbook by the book for
Yeah.
Jesus Christ and the Lord.
Yep.
Same.
Like,
Same.
my mom will be a see that water. We talking about having water cup finesses. My mom would shake at the fact taking a free cup from Chipotle.
Oh,
They
she
would
not
be
down.
like,
She like that.
they would be like, ma'am, the cup is free. She'd be, are you sure this cup is free? Like, my mom ain't with none of the criminality.
Facts.
She not for it.
Facts.
So the thing is, Q, to answer your question, I would do the crime, but I don't know if she gonna hold it down
She
the
not
way
gonna hold it down.
Sean Kingston mom, like she holding it down a little
Yeah.
bit. I love my mother, love her.
Yeah.
Nah, she held it down.
My pops, that nigga been a criminal. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, so
Wait,
maybe that might
so
be.
you know.
No, I just know.
No, you've heard.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, that nigga was. Yeah, I came out of high.
No,
Yeah,
great young man.
Yeah,
Great young man.
Yeah, great young man. I ain't gonna lie. So yeah, my mom gonna snitch on me. So I'm gonna do the crime and go to jail.
Mm.
I'm gonna do the crime. Q, who you gonna you might good. You got some options.
You got I know my mom ain't with it.
Nah.
Nah, she be
sure, for
nervous.
sure.
Nah, she not with it.
She be nervous, right?
Yeah, she be nervous.
We love him though.
She be praying. She know the Psalms and all of
Yeah,
that.
my mom too. she be
Yeah,
giving me
same,
psalms
same,
every day.
same.
Psalm.
See,
do
my pops is a little reformed hood dude. a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah, he has some history. Yeah, you know when they get reformed, cleaned it
the
up.
best one.
Edgy.
Yeah,
Edgy.
Yeah.
military man.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I feel like
gonna
my
need
pops
him.
might be down a little bit because we be gambling together on the apps, you know, whatever sports betting app you use, you know. So that's like entry level. Because we trying to figure out now how we can catch a little jukes on
Come
there.
up.
Yeah, a little parlay scheme we can
Together.
do. We be trying to figure it out.
Yo.
Say, yo, you pick him, but take half down.
Take half.
Shade.
You do
Little point
this,
shaving.
and I'm gonna do the opposite.
I think my pops would be
Facts.
down for some point shaving. Like if we knew a ref,
he would be there.
Definitely.
I
in
think
there.
my pops would be down with that.
Oh shit, he might could do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was homeboy that got caught? The Porter brother?
Yeah, the Porter
If
brother.
we knew him,
John
me
Tay.
and my pops knew him, we'd be
Would've
right
had it
ringed up with
for
him.
sure in.
Right in the scheme.
What?
John Tay Porter and us, right on the TV, taking the under 30 nights in a row.
Oh my God, bro.
I think for real, we could
For
do
real.
that. Yeah.
If anything, and I know Sean Kingston, and we're being funny now. I know
Yeah.
Sean Kingston is thinking about how he brought his mom
Yeah, that's
into the
tough.
criminality
That's
and
tough.
thing.
Yeah.
It's different than being into some shit by yourself.
Yeah.
Bringing
It's-
moms in.
Yeah, but to bring in your mom,
Because when
on
I read it, like they're both gonna be sentenced to something. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, you and Mom Dukes.
Hey, I
Like,
ain't
you're
gonna-
supposed to call moms when you sentenced.
Facts.
Not
Who's
gonna lie
mom
to you.
gonna call?
look,
Yeah.
I can't go to jail.
Yeah.
My mother definitely cannot
Yeah.
Bro.
go to jail.
Not even an option.
Are you crazy? They don't got her food in there.
I got my medicine in there.
They don't got her medicine in
I
there.
got medicine in there.
What the fuck?
What?
And we
Are
all
you crazy?
we all have heard of jail stories.
Yeah.
So the one person you love, imagine putting them in that position. Yo, if you doing some dumb shit, do it dolo.
Exactly.
To
Yeah.
implicate someone else.
My
it's
mom
like,
would not last a day
Exactly.
in jail.
Yeah. And that's the thing. His mom probably came up as a ride or die. She's probably like, son,
my son.
let me do the crime with you.
Yeah.
You know, let me do the crime. But it's like, certain things I got to think for you on.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because now we both locked up. Who going to hold down the whole fort?
That's the thing.
I got to leave it to some girl I ain't married.
Oh, that's not good. He's gonna come back to no house.
Or family, next of kin.
Next of kin.
Yeah.
Like if he got a brother or something.
Or something.
Yeah.
Or the mom got like a brother.
I think his mom is in her 60s or 70s.
Oh.
And I think they're looking at upwards of 10 to 20 years.
For real?
Yeah. This is some real
With-
shit. Wire fraud is a felony.
With the plea?
Yeah, with the plea. I think they're still looking at 10 to
Nah,
20.
that's crazy.
Yeah, no bullshit.
Bro.
So let's see what occurs with that. Would I catch a jukes from my mom? Yes.
I hope they just get community service.
Pierre,
'Cause that's
he
tough.
said 10 to 20 years. How they gonna commute that?
A miracle. He was
He
just
gonna
telling
be
us
God.
about sentences in minutes, right? A few weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
They
maybe
could
at
try
the
that
time it'll.
I like the way you think.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes, like how Q was saying, you got to do things for the plot.
For the plot.
Okay.
Mm.
Now,
Okay.
I've been seeing this term
Mhm.
in and out of my algorithm for a while now.
What they saying?
And it's always attached to fucking.
Yeah, you got a nasty algorithm,
Yo,
man.
him boy.
Okay.
That
All
algorithm.
right, let it go.
Him?
Go ahead. Get your
Like-
shit off.
Fix it, man.
What happened to the-
something different?
What happened to the cars and all that?
No, it's still there. It's just sometimes
It's cars and booty.
Instagram, we talked about Instagram new
Yeah.
feature.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
We got
for you?
Instagram new feature.
I know his algorithm.
Mhm. No, you
Cars,
Mhm.
Air Max 95s, ass, titties.
Sound about right.
Yeah.
Some spliffs and all
Sports, there's
that.
little sports in there.
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of got me.
Yeah. Little beard care.
Yeah, y'all got me.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a nasty
Microfiber
algorithm, young
cloths.
man. Microfiber
For the
cloths.
glasses.
I'm just. No, I got one on me too.
Mhm.
Got one right here in my
Yeah,
pocket.
oh, there you
See?
go,
There you
look.
go, trusty.
Know that algorithm.
Now, we don't have to be horny about it,
Mhm.
but I think it's funny that people are running with it. You know, everything's about trends these days.
Of
For sure.
course.
Yeah.
And when I did see it attached to some freaky shit, I saw
Your eyes opened up, right?
He felt alive.
Yeah.
it
Let me look a
did.
little deeper into this.
It did.
What they doing on there?
And a lot of the times people were talking about how they're maybe fucking certain people for the plot.
Okay.
But I thought way deeper than just that surface level
Nah,
thought.
come on.
Not me.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to
But-
the root.
The root of it, yeah. But it did make me think about the amount of things we subscribe to or do
Mhm.
just for the plot.
Mm.
And I want to know if you guys also align with that. Like, is there ever been a point where you doing something that maybe might not make sense? Maybe you haven't put a full amount of thinking on it,
Mhm.
but you just did it for the plot.
For the plot.
I'm guilty.
You be doing
I think-
stuff for the
I
plot.
think we all are.
My
Yeah.
whole life is doing
Just do it for the plot.
every single day.
You just wake up like, yo, you know what I'm gonna do today?
Every
Just do it for the
I'm
plot.
just gonna do it.
I think sometimes
Yeah.
you do have to. Like sometimes I find myself because sometimes you gotta spice it up a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
You can- if the same thing every day is not fun, so you're like, you
Yeah.
know what, I'm gonna go left
go
today.
left.
Yeah.
And when you think about the plot of a story, a storyline,
Mhm.
got some drama in it.
Yeah, it's your life story. You gotta have that chapter that's like, yo, you know what I did yesterday? Yeah.
On chapter 11,
Goes crazy.
goes
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah, but I wouldn't post it on social media like, yo, I did this for the. Is that what they doing? Like,
Yeah. Literally saying, yo, I did it for the plot.
and they saying what they did.
Yeah. And I told you, a lot of it is fucking. She was like, I was a hoe for the plot. I'm just telling
Oh.
you what I read.
Damn.
I'm just telling you what
Pierre
I
said, "What's her at name?"
Listen.
No, No, we didn't.
Anyone listening to this, you know my voice.
You know my
I think Q is having intrusive thoughts.
See,
He's projecting.
He got out of there quick, didn't he?
Q was having more thoughts.
Just trying to get the proper information.
Okay.
So I can research this after the pod. I'm big on research.
Same.
Okay.
And all of that. I want to make sure I can see what's going on.
Just to make sure it all aligns.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
I understand.
I agree with that.
So she said she was a hoe for the plot?
Said she was a hoe for the plot.
Yeah.
And even that could take you down a rabbit hole, right?
Yeah, it could.
Being prude
Mhm.
versus a bunch of experience and bodies.
Mhm.
Mm.
It's going to take you down, a wicked storyline.
Yeah.
It is. As opposed to just staying to yourself. I don't think there's no right or wrong. Actually, I do. But you can do whatever you want with your life.
How you like them?
It's subjective.
Somewhere in
In
between.
between, right?
Okay.
Just like them headphones, right?
Yeah, just like these headphones
Can't
I got
have
right
them too new.
Yeah, can't
A
have
little
too
broken
balance.
in, right?
Like a little wear and tear on my shit.
Yo, something's
Wear
not right
and tear
with him.
is crazy.
Wear and tear.
Like a little wear and tear on my
for the
shit.
plot, right? A little wear and tear for the plot. Could have got it new.
experience.
I got it used for the plot.
Got it pre-owned.
Yo.
Yo,
I
this
see what's
guy.
going on. Something's wrong with him today.
I'm
Something's
sorry.
wrong with him. Nah, I
I'm
can see
sorry.
that. Like, you're like maybe fucking a big girl for the plot.
There you go.
I know he
You've
did
actually
that.
confessed that you would.
Oh, I've done it.
Oh,
see?
I've done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what would I do for the plot?
Yeah. Or do you even subscribe to that thinking?
Yeah, or you just keep
Right.
it like I ain't.
Because
I
there are
ain't-
people who think everything out to a T.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I run into those people all the time. They can't do something unless they've thought about
Thought
it
it out.
very intricately.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not that. Sometimes I'm vibes. Go for the vibes.
Yeah, that's you.
Whatever feels right in the moment.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's
And then anything else we'll figure out on the back end of it. Within reason. If it doesn't make sense,
See?
then nah. But if it doesn't, yeah. And two, I always say this. Not everything is for everyone, obviously.
Yes.
But at the
Facts,
same
that's a fact.
time,
Yes.
I think as a human being, like you need certain experiences.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you
so
do.
that way you can relate to other humans and have that's the whole theory of 6 degrees of separation. Like for instance, I've been skydiving.
Wow.
Most people would think, yo, why would you do that?
Take me
Yeah.
next time. I really want to do it.
It was fire. I
Yeah,
probably
I
won't do
wanna
it again, but I did that for the plot, just to say I did it.
Just
for the plot.
I like
Just to
it.
say I did it.
Yeah.
And now I have a story and I have the experience of like, yo, this is
Yeah.
what it. Yo, I was at 14,000 feet.
Now you can relate to everybody in life that's been skydiving.
Yeah. The way they opened the door, you instantly felt cold. I thought my shoe was about to fall off. Once
Yeah,
the
you lose your shoe up there,
parachute,
it's over.
you know what I mean? Like no one knows what it feels like to be at 0G. I felt that.
Let me tell you, man, I love it
That's
up
crazy.
here at We
Yeah.
Have More Thoughts. Because all jokes aside, that is something I was just telling someone.
Yeah. What that you would try it? Skydiving?
Not just skydiving, but just the principle behind it.
Okay.
Because you were talking about just the experience you garner
For sure.
from doing some of these things.
Yeah. You got to be interesting.
And I think there's so many people here that don't realize that.
For sure. Yeah.
Where you really have to try some things sometimes
Yeah.
for the unpredictability of the experience you'll gain from
For
it.
sure.
Yeah.
It's too many people grown and green.
They just ain't had the experience. I did.
You know what I mean?
Now that I think
Yeah,
about
that's
it,
a
I
good
really
word. I
did
like
a
that.
couple things for the plot. I don't know if I shared this up here before. I might have,
Mhm.
but I put my middle finger up in the class picture, and I did that for the plot.
You definitely did that for
like
the plot.
the
that for the
yearbook
plot.
class picture?
Because that's
Now,
forever.
you know when the group class picture.
Yeah,
You know
that's
when
forever.
everybody line up. And I
Yeah.
was shorter, so I was in the front, so there was nobody blocking me.
It's
Yeah.
full.
No, not the double. I gave it to them down here. Like this.
Oh,
Okay,
you gave an
okay.
upside down joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely for the plot. Now I can tell that story for the rest of my life proudly.
Okay.
And it's forever. We see it forever.
And I did that for absolutely no reason.
But that's okay.
Just off of impulse.
it's over
Yeah.
impulse.
Like-
I don't like when adults get older and they're green.
Yeah, you gotta have some.
Damn,
story
you
to tell.
cooking.
I don't like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like because now there were some things you were supposed to go through, experience that
You're
was
supposed
going
to
to
get
set
that
you. Yeah, that was going to set you up for where you're in life right now.
Yeah.
And because you never did it, you're essentially still a kid in certain aspects.
Mhm.
Mm.
Not your fault. You can't change how you was raised or
Not
what you
your
decided.
fault.
No, it kind of is your
Yeah,
fault
a little
after
bit,
a while.
a little
A
bit,
little
Yeah,
bit,
because you
Yeah.
can't always play life
You
safe.
can't. You
No.
can't be too PC. You
No.
gotta just try.
Now you
something.
42 years old. Been
Uh,
playing
Not
safe
knowing-
all your life.
not
Now you
knowing
scared.
Now you in the
scared.
real world.
Now you in
and
the real
don't
world.
know how anything works.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
Never been a hoe.
Never
Never
been a
fucked
hoe.
a fat joint.
I
Come
mean,
on.
Never
I mean,
skydived.
I mean, you don't have to be a hoe. Like,
Yeah, I mean, But you don't have to be a
you
hoe.
could, you could
This is a
have
good
some
conversation.
experience in certain
Exactly.
things.
Not a
but-
hoe, but you know.
You don't have to be a hoe. Yeah, that's right. Everybody don't got to come fully used. I mean, not every car got to have 100,000 miles on it. You know what I'm saying?
Just yours, huh? This guy, I'm telling you, not every car.
Nah, how much miles you got on your car?
You don't like the treadings on your tires,
tire?
right?
I ain't gonna lie. I just need an oil change.
Nah, he like the dirty oil. Like,
Mm.
leave it in there to
Leave it
where
in there?
it's not
Nah.
viscous.
I got one of them
That
Europeans.
sludge, huh?
Yeah, and I got one of them Europeans. Just keep going and going.
You got the full synthetic. Okay. I see.
That's
I,
how he
I
like
see.
it.
Okay.
Real shit. You don't need to be a whore. But if you are an adult now and you haven't had certain experiences with your sexuality,
Yeah.
that could confuse you as an adult.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely can confuse you, and then you're gonna come into people who have experienced such things. So now they looking at you like you weird.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
huh? You ain't.
Yeah, like you ain't never.
Like,
Word?
Now you just behind.
Now you
Now you got to
Yeah.
catch up though.
now you got
What you got to do? What happens when you got to catch up on all the plots that you? do?
Oh my god! Now you.
wait. Oh, my fault. guys.
Nah, you're
Yeah.
fine. Yeah,
What happened?
I'm kind of torn between that though,
All right.
I'm listening.
cause like, you could.
What
Damn.
happened?
We got.
Yeah, no, get it. Get it.
Go ahead.
You could.
Safe space.
You could not be. You could be a virgin and like be married.
What?
Like you said.
Yeah. What the fuck are you trying
Like-
to tell
like
me?
you
What
said-
are you doing right now?
You said.
You trying to play with me?
Q said. Like we were talking about sexual experiences,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And somebody who's not as experienced or experienced at all,
Yeah.
getting into a sexual relationship.
Yep.
In the confines of marriage or just in a relationship in general.
Yeah.
I think that's healthy because at that point sometimes you could like, yeah, all right, let's try some stuff, see what you like.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Like you can learn
But
on.
yeah. But I do understand the struggle of like, damn, like you're not really experienced and now this is difficult.
See, I'm split
Yeah.
It just
because
depends on how you
I
like it.
love God.
I think it's a preference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
He want to get that car new off the lot.
I was just about to go there.
Yeah.
I love God.
Mhm.
I ain't never copped a car without the test drive. And I ain't even talking about sex. I'm just talking about just
Yeah,
vehicles.
Yeah. yeah.
I'm just talking
No,
about
I know.
I did that too, but
Uh-huh.
right now I'm talking about car vehicles.
Okay, yeah.
It's never been a time
Yeah.
I just looked at a car.
Yo,
drove off.
marrying somebody you never had sex with is absolutely crazy to me.
You think so?
1,000.
What if I tell you I did it?
I'm stuck. He fucked me up with that.
Now
just
what? Yeah,
he
now
fucked
what?
Me up.
Yeah, now you
Go ahead.
quiet.
Yeah,
Now
now I'm
what?
quiet.
Yeah, sit there.
live
there.
your
Nah,
truth.
he fucked me up with that.
Yeah. Nah, sit there.
I
Let me
feel
talk to my
bad.
man now.
Live
Yeah,
your
sit
truth.
there.
Nah,
Sit
go
there.
ahead. No, live your truth. Don't feel bad. Cook. Go ahead.
Can you speak from
Yeah,
that experience, Pierre?
I have no experience doing it.
How
so-
did it feel for you?
Yeah.
So we might cut this whole shit out.
Matter of fact, I retract that because I don't want to get you jammed
Nah,
up.
nah, okay.
Let's do a safer.
Okay.
Let's do a safer approach. Are you happy with your decision?
Yeah, for sure.
Got you.
Because
What did you learn from
But
it? I got it. That's my man. I got it.
I put it this way,
I got
right?
Yeah.
If you don't like to explore,
Mhm.
that might not be the route for you. If
Okay.
you're not in it for the long game, that might not
Got
be the
you.
route for you. If you
Got
just
you.
want like, there's a difference between a home cooked meal and some fast food. If you just want some fast food, I
cooking.
bet.
I gotta.
Cooking.
Damn. All right, we can cut this if we need to.
Yeah.
But
Nah, I'm not cutting mine out.
all right, bet.
Don't.
Nah, because I got a question, but I don't know if it's too much. For
Nah,
him,
go ahead.
bro.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So you waited, right?
No, I didn't wait. Oh God, no, I didn't wait.
Wait.
Unfortunately, not a guy. God knows crazy. My fault. Jesus, I'm sorry. Lord, please forgive me. I didn't wait. It wasn't me.
Okay.
Yeah, but continue.
But it was we
Yeah.
because y'all are a union.
Oh, I'm talking about before we got together. I didn't wait.
Oh, okay.
Got
No,
you.
no,
Got
no,
you.
no.
By
Got
the
you.
time, yeah.
But in your current situation, you waited. Is
Yeah,
that what you? That's
yeah.
what you were saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but she was a virgin when you married her.
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
I'm not gonna lie. You one of the
I
illest
really
niggas
did
I
not
met.
know that, yo.
Yo, listen.
This
one of the
nigga got
illest-
like some
Listen.
real movie.
I know life.
Like, I'm not saying it was easy.
You one of the illest niggas
Yo,
I
I
ever met.
really did
I'm
not
not
know
saying
that.
it was easy. Yeah, bro.
Wow.
It's some shit I want to say, but I can't say.
Right,
Yo,
that's what I was trying
nah,
to tread.
nah,
It's not
let's-
about you. It's about me.
Let's talk. Let's talk.
This is like his men's group that he wanted to be in.
Nah, he's the one that got kicked out the men's group.
Kicked out.
No, what was the group you was in though?
Yeah, you was in a group.
The new dad group or something?
You was in something.
What, the Brooklyn Dad Club?
Nah,
you know the one.
Yeah, you said you needed people. You said
Oh, yeah, it's the Brooklyn Dad Club that I wanted to go.
Yeah, for them niggas, sit right here.
You said, no, give me more. Let's stay right here.
Oh my God, we might have to
But
cut
look,
this. I'm gonna say this though.
that's why the reason why it was so easy. Like, yo, bro, I thank God for being busy, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any idle
You're
time,
right.
I would have went crazy. I had 17 jobs.
An idle
doing this,
mind
doing
is
that.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yes.
So yeah,
Wow.
explain. Q still.
I'm
stumped.
still, I'm cooked right now.
Okay.
I'm absolutely
Please
cooked.
share.
Now,
Share
I just
your
want to
thoughts.
preface this by saying this
Uh-oh.
has nothing to do with me.
Oh,
And we're gonna get
okay.
out of here soon. Okay.
Okay. Don't listen to anything he just said.
Please don't listen to anything I'm saying. One of my mans told me this.
Oh, I know him.
No. So one of my mans recently met a virgin.
Okay.
Yo. All right.
You know what?
Nah, your man. Nah, go ahead. Your man.
I'm serious.
I know.
It's just,
I know.
and he was asking me for advice because he was confused about how to approach. Why y'all laughing? Why y'all laughing at my
hate you
man?
so much, yo.
Why you hate
Nah,
me?
go ahead,
Why
go
you hate
ahead,
me for
go
being a
ahead.
good friend?
Tell him.
That's why I hate it up
All right,
here.
my bad.
You're a
I love
stellar,
it here.
Nah, I
you're a
say it. Go
stellar
ahead.
friend.
What you say?
Thank you, bro.
But I said this was a safe space
Nah, it's
for my
mad-
man.
We
it's
need
mad
more
safe.
examples
Nah,
like you, bro.
So he had came around because it's been a while since any one of us have come into contact with him.
yeah.
So he was
Of course.
asking me, you just on advice on how to approach it because it's new for him, of course.
Yeah.
And I just advise for him to take his time.
Uh-huh.
Don't rush anything.
Nah.
And you have to understand that your experience compared to this person here. So, just keep that in the back of your mind as you in it. Because you're going to be in it thinking it's some shit that been used to that.
Yeah.
And you got to understand, she not used to that. She got to get accustomed to that feeling, that sensation.
She's not used to the tripod.
She not used to that sensation.
Okay.
Yeah, you giving the chat GBT advice? Yo, go slow, take your time.
Yeah.
It's new.
I'm giving him prompts.
Foreplay.
Yeah.
Extensive foreplay.
Extensive foreplay.
Yo, I'm
Loosen the muscle.
crying right now.
Yeah,
bro.
loosen the muscle up. Remember, she new to this.
Plyometrics.
Yeah.
Apply facts. A lot of stretching.
Biometrics, y'all know the vibe.
Okay, yeah.
Shit like that.
We just saying words.
Just throwing shit out. Just anything.
So yeah.
DNA and all that.
I haven't got an update from him yet.
Yeah.
But I'm running in here as soon as I do.
Yeah. Nah, you're a good friend, yo.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. What was his name?
We need
though?
more friends like
I want to do
his
that.
name.
Yeah, not him.
His name rhyme with Alex.
Yeah. His initials is
Y'all really thought it was me?
AI. Nah.
Y'all really thought it was me?
Why
Of
would I
course
think
not.
that, son?
You would have told us.
I would have told
Yeah,
y'all.
you would have said it was
It's
me.
us. Here.
I would've
Ain't
told
nobody
y'all
else
that.
listening.
Don't
This
do
is
that.
Nah,
us.
you wouldn't do that.
Don't do that.
You wouldn't do
no,
that.
No, but like as soon as he asked for more, y'all laughing at my man. And
Nah,
Yo,
we
that
should,
was
we
good
should bring
advice,
him on
yo.
the episode.
Yeah.
We should interview him.
all right,
He already hit.
You know what? We had too much of a good time here today. We running out of time.
It was Charles.
Yo, would you look
Remember
at
Charles?
Yo, that's Pierre.
Charles Hermes.
I've lost control of the pod.
You're not gonna close out right now. We're
Hell
going
no.
over this.
Leave
one.
this open. Pause.
This pod going over.
What is so funny? What is so funny?
So-
I can't talk about what somebody going through.
So how did
But
he
it's so
tell?
funny.
Did he
Shit,
tell you how
yo.
the conversation went?
Oh,
You know
with
what?
her
Shit.
about that?
This is. I'm gonna leave us on the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And this has to do with male friendships.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
I recently saw an interview with Redman. We love Redman up
I
here.
love him.
Yeah.
Big Jersey, Brick City, what up?
Yeah.
And he was talking to someone and they had asked
Mm.
Redman the relationship between him and Method Man these days.
Mm.
And he gave a very interesting answer. But we'll get into that. And I also want you guys to think about just how male friendships should be as you get older.
Mhm.
So we're going to leave y'all on that cliffhanger.
Okay.
This has been great. The fellas here are gone. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and
I've
comment.
never seen him
comment.
need to
Hey.
close so fast, bro.
Hey, man, we have more thoughts each and every Wednesday. Don't forget, with your boy A, QMP.
He tried to mask like he wasn't
keeping
him.
you on your P's and Q's.
All the time.
all the time, when you need it and when you don't.
Like right now, keeping you on your P's and Q's.
Just like that. And we out of here, folks.
Shout out to the used cars.
Yeah.